You are watching a master at work.
Man, what the is up? Y'all still here? It's been so long since I put my hands on this microphone, and trust me, as much as I miss this form of release, and no matter how many times I plan on getting back on this mission, y'all know I tell y'all every time, life be lifing, for real. But please know that the whole time y'all didn't see me in my absence, y'all didn't hear from me, I was learning, I was growing, I was reading, gaining understanding, and shit, grinding whole time. Sometimes it's necessary to step away from everything and everybody to regain your focus and, keep that tunnel vision. I had deactivated all my social media accounts, disconnected from everything and everybody, and just remained off grid for months. I know and I understand the power of solitude. I've spent a lot of time by myself in my 41 years. So to me, the level of importance of even being able to be alone is extremely high. When you're alone for an extended period of time, you learn a lot about yourself. You're forced to look yourself in the mirror every day and face those flaws and face those insecurities. But at the same time, you also become more comfortable with yourself. You begin to favor yourself again and love yourself. And it feels great. I want to say hello and welcome back to all my day one supporters. Anybody who's believed in me, kept me encouraged, reached out to me when you're getting back on track. I listened to your podcast and stayed with me this whole time. I love y'all. Like, if it would probably be no me, I probably would still do it if it was just one person. But the fact that it's not, it really makes me feel good. And the fact that y'all always remind me I need to be doing this, it encourages me. So I appreciate y'all. We 10 toes in this thing and shit. We back at it. And shout out to my new subscribers and my new supporters. I appreciate y'all too as well. I do be networking sometimes, well, all the time, really, when I'm not recording consistently, letting people know I have a platform, a podcast, and getting ideas from people. I hope that, with my new people, we can all grow from what I learned and from what I put out there, the content that I put out there, and that I can be as inspiring to you all as I hope I've been to everybody else who's already been listening. And then I want to give two special shout outs. First, a huge shout out to baby girl Erica Rocks. Our conversation the other day really did something to me. You pulled me to the side not too long ago, and you had tears in your eyes, and you told me that you had checked out the podcast, and after just learning I had a podcast, and that it helped you, and that you were affected in a lot of ways by some of the same views that I have. And so, when shit like that happen, I know that people come to me like, "Oh yeah, your words were great," and I appreciate that. But sometimes y'all don't know, like, how that makes me feel. It makes me feel great. That keeps me going. And so to see that the reason I set out to do this is still relevant today and it's still affecting people the same way, um, it's so much gratitude that from me I can't even explain. But it just shows me that I'm where I'm supposed to be and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So shout out to you, Miss Erica. I appreciate it. I hope that you can take this journey with me and that, again, we can grow together. And then I also want to give a shout out to Miss Maya Camille, Maya Camille over at the Chevy dealership in Duluth. She is another beautiful soul. And Miss Maya, your wisdom is so far beyond your time. I'm a firm believer that every person crosses your path, crosses for a reason. And I've been working on this comeback episode for on and off for a little while now, just gathering information and trying to format my approach and format my language in a way that my message can be received and not just heard. And sitting there talking to Miss Maya for 30, 45 minutes the other day, You covered so much in such a short time that was so relevant to everything that I'm about to say today. And you had no clue that I was even working on a podcast. And just to see a young woman so driven and so ambitious and so hardworking as you are speak about stuff that it took me decades past your age to learn, again, it let me know that I'm where I'm supposed to be and to keep pushing and to get this message out. I'm confident, Maya, that you're going to have all the desires of your heart, sweetie. And the world will soon know your greatness as I have seen myself. So good luck to you. And hopefully we can grow together. Hopefully both of them can bless the platform one day and, and help inspire everybody else like they've inspired me. All right. So for the sake of this episode, I won't go into detail about everything that's happened to me over the past year. Um, there's so much that I can say about this roller coaster of a year that I've had, but it's so much more information that I'm trying to share. And it's things that I've learned that I see differently that I want to make sure I stay on topic today. Now, please believe we're going to have our moment. We definitely going to discuss what's been happening, but that's going to have its own coverage time. And going forward, family, I won't put no pressure on myself. As a matter of fact, stop what you're doing right now. Whatever means you're listening to me on, subscribe, share, like. That changes those algorithms. And with this, I don't want nobody to feel like I'm trying to change their view. So I do want to give a disclaimer. And please believe that I respect and I love everybody. I appreciate all forms of support and I welcome all feedback. Whatever I mention on my platform, though, is solely my perspective. It's my understanding of the world and my understanding of life through my experiences, through my reading, through my researching, through my meditating, and through my search for a higher level of consciousness. I'm not trying to convince nobody to believe in anything or to stop believing in anything. My goal is to enlighten. I want y'all to start opening your eyes and being more intuitive. I want you to take what I say and use it as the foundation for the research that you're about to do for yourself. Start looking at the world different. Start looking at the world for what it really is versus how we were programmed to see it. Understand that the ability to even change your belief or being able to change the way you perceive changes your experience of life. Okay? Sometimes getting started is the most difficult part. So, free your mind and let's begin. Lecture 1. Social engineering. According to Carnegie Mellon University, social engineering is the tactic of manipulating, influencing, or deceiving a victim in order to gain control. It uses a psychological manipulation to trick. Now, let's break this down because, again, I want y'all to start thinking deeper into everything you hear and see. Let's break this shit down. The word social in this context is related to society. The word society is a group of people who share a common community or lifestyle. And for the people in the back, the word lifestyle does not refer to sexuality. It's referring to everyday living, working, tax paying citizens. Basically, all of us, the masses. Dictionary defines the word engineering as the action of artfully working to bring something about. Artfully means to cleverly or skillfully or cunningly do something. Okay, so class, what is social engineering? It's clever psychological manipulation, working to bring deception among the masses. Ooh. Now I'm thinking about this and I'm researching this because I said I want to question everything. I've always been a questioner. I want to know more. Something ain't adding up correctly. So when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, why would anybody or any group of people want to deceive the masses? And shit, beyond that, it's over 7.8 billion people in the world. How could they deceive the masses? And I'm like, okay, well, what's the three most effective vices used to deceive us, the masses? I said the education system, the entertainment industry, and of course, religion. Now, you can go back to episode 1 of my podcast to hear me break down the power of the number 3. It's all kind of magical shit and sacredness and 3s and 6s and 9s, but I won't go into that today. But for the sake of this lecture, we're just going to talk about only 3. It's tons, but we'll talk about 3. Like, I feel that the most effective 3. So first up, let's call to the bench the education system, or I like to call it the programming centers that we were forced to attend for the first 18 most developmental years of our life. I'm gonna just jump right into this shit because I don't want to pussyfoot around this or drag this lecture out. School didn't really teach us the for real skills that we needed to survive in the real world as adults. School taught us how to be obedient and how to follow directions and how to memorize. The programming centers that we call schools. And what does school mean? School is an organization that provides instruction, right? It programmed us to memorize the information that we were told. Then we were quizzed and tested on that information and then failed if we were a free thinker or if we had a different perspective from what was told to us. For me, I was such a smart kid. Like growing up, my grandma had worked with me before I even started school. She taught me how to write my name. She taught me how to spell my name. I knew my phone number. I knew my address. Um, I always had some type of learning device that I would master in a matter of months for after Christmas or after my birthday or something. But I always got low scores on my comprehension exams. It was almost like I could read a whole essay or a whole book or a whole passage. And then when it comes to answering the questions right after, I would get like a C because I couldn't like comprehend what I had just read. And no bullshit. I got all A's throughout math throughout my entire school and college. When I was in high school, I was in a program at Wayne State University teaching algebra to middle school kids while learning calculus and trigonometry from college professors. I was smart. However, my comprehension scores never reflected my true brilliance. Okay. It was like, so all my life, I felt like I couldn't comprehend properly. It wasn't until a few years back that I figured like, it wasn't that I couldn't comprehend, but it was just that I was a critical thinker and that I thought outside the box. I was just very intuitive. Again, I always question shit. They be like, Ivan, what color is this box? And I'd be looking like, well, who says it's a box? Looks like a sack to me. Why it couldn't be a purse? Shit. But no, for real. I always thought outside the box. I always thought differently from everybody else, which to me doesn't mean that I thought wrong. It was just wrong because it wasn't the answers that I was told to give, the answers that I was forced to memorize and punished if I said anything otherwise. And my thing is like, if educating the masses or giving intellectual instruction to us, if that was the real mission, then why the hell is there more federal and state and local prisons, jails, in the United States than there are state colleges. And y'all, again, with the shit that I say, y'all can do your own research, because I'm not gonna be a back and forth person. I'm not gonna be one of those people who give you every single resource that I have and then you try to debunk what I say. Do your own research. The information that I'm providing is what is based on the research that I've done, okay, and my understanding of it. But I do want y'all to think critically. What did y'all learn in school that you use on a daily basis besides reading and counting and shit, maybe geography? But then now we got GPS, so we don't even use too much of that. We be lost as hell. Now don't even know how to get home because we is so used to turning our GPS on. So what did you learn in school that you use every day or on a daily basis besides the reading, counting? Like, I remember when I was getting my associate's degree and I did a report on the school systems in Thailand. And they prepare their future generations for economic development, and they teach them fundamental skills like commerce and investments. They teach them that at an early age. And so in their curriculum in middle school, they're taught agricultural skills. Their requirement to graduate or to go on to high school was to, like, when they first get to middle school, they have to plant a seed or like a plant or a crop. And throughout their middle school years, they nurture it and they see it through to its growth. In high school, they're taught finance and investing. Their requirement to graduate is to start a business. It's like they can't graduate high school until they have proof that they have started their own business. What are we taught? His story. We're taught his story. We're taught Columbus discovered America. We was forcefully brought here in chains by 2 or 3 men of other races. We were beaten and enslaved for over 400 years, and we've been fighting to be equal to those same people ever since. Oh, but wait. One of those same people signed his name on a dotted line and freed us from captivity as well. I talk to people all around the world. Do you know that most countries and most people that I've talked to, they ain't never heard nothing about no slavery or no people taken away from Africa in bondage. They don't know nothing about that. Oh yeah, I forgot. We were taught Y equals MX plus B. We use that on a daily basis, right? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, right? No. That's what we were taught. That's what we were quizzed on. That's what they tested us on. School did not teach us what we needed to survive in the real world as adults, like how to think for ourselves, how to build generational wealth, investing, and it could be also the schools and the areas that we were in, because I also know that when I was younger, I was a manager at McDonald's in West Bloomfield in Michigan, and that county is like the richest county in Michigan or some shit. And those 14, 15-year-olds used to drive up to that drive-through in Range Rovers and drop top BMWs. They weren't even old enough to have driver's license, but I used to think, when they would come up there to get their little summer jobs and I would talk to them, their curriculum was so far beyond what our kids' curriculum was in our neighborhoods. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were being taught those things either, but I know we were not taught that shit where I'm from. We had to learn a lot of shit on our own once we got grown, which is also why it's our responsibility to share that knowledge to the younger generations because they're lost. But that's a different episode too. I digress on that. But no, school did not teach us those skills. School prepared us to be obedient citizens. Y'all feel me? School prepared us to be obedient citizens in their system. So the second source or vice tactic that is massively used to control, manipulate, socially engineer us is the entertainment industry. Not just the music either, but the movies, the TV shows, the online content. Every piece of media or entertainment is regulated by the government or is under some type of major censorship. Now remember, class, we're thinking critically, okay? When we've all heard about Illuminati and we know there's a lack of talent, real talent in the music industry now, and we're aware that there's attack on our youth. But again, thinking deep, thinking critically about the tactics that's used, because it be shit happening so quick, so fast, and right in front of our faces, and we don't even pay attention to it. We just go with it. But y'all ever wonder why back in the day, all the rappers, for instance, had big in front of their names? We had Big Pun, Big Daddy Kane, Big Papa, Big Timers, Big Boy, Big Hurt if you from Detroit. Now who we got? We got Lil Baby, Da Baby, Lil Wayne, Lil Pump, Lil Durk, Lil Uzi, Lil Jon, Lil C's, and I can go on and on. But why do y'all think shit like that happens? Think, class. Break it down. What is Lil? Lil is an abbreviation of little. The word little means small in degree or to minimize. The word lil is used to emphasize how small something is. So, subconsciously, this has affected the masses and minimized our growth. Everybody want to be little now. Nobody don't want to be big no more. What the okay? And then what they do as soon as they sign a rapper, they put a chain around his neck. And I'm not saying that wearing a necklace is representing slavery. I'm not saying that. Please don't put words in my mouth. But I'm speaking on the symbolism of someone placing a chain around your neck, which symbolizes ownership. And which, by the way, according to his story in slavery, chains were placed around the necks of human slaves as punishment and also to prevent them from escaping. So, again, we're thinking critically and we're thinking deep about all this shit. We ain't just looking past shit no more. But let's stay on track. He who controls the media controls the mind. That's a quote by Jim Morrison. But that's who control the narrative. Think about the news. You ever hear people say, "Oh, I don't watch the news because it's too sad. All they play is negative shit." And that be that as it may, but why is that? The news is also used to create hysteria amongst us and to keep us in fear. Television itself is just hypnotizing. It's used to program us and manipulate us. Even smartphones and social media apps. How many times do you go from app to app and see the same advertisement, or you shopping for something and every time you turn on your phone and it's an ad, the very thing that you was just shopping for is advertised right there in your face. I remember a while back I was looking for a bedroom set and I went on Facebook, and every ad I saw on Facebook was about furniture, and I'm like, when have I been seeing furniture ads on Facebook? But those algorithms that's built into these social networking apps are programmed to collect that information from us and they use it to feed us media and ads and shows based on our clicks and our interests and our beliefs. And then, a lot of times it influences us or to take us down that rabbit hole where we're just going and going and going. But now I even read the privacy statements, I read the cookie statements, the agreements, all that before I even download certain apps to my phone or go to certain websites. It's apps where you can actually disable the mic from listening to you when the app is off. Did y'all even know that there's apps that listen to you while your app is not even on? And y'all grant them that permission when y'all just accept that shit. I've even experienced trying to share other people's content, like videos that was pertaining to positive Black discussions or Black people giving their opinions against the social norms, and trying to share it, and I was blocked from even sharing other people's shit. And again, I'm not trying to say this for you to delete your Snapchat or stop watching YouTube. Shit. Matter of fact, add me on YouTube at LifeCoach Ivan. Working on some new content for that as well. But I'm just pointing out the way that I view the world now. I try to look beyond what I see and what I hear, and be mindful of what you watch and the music that you listen to. Monitor your actions and see how you respond to them. When you get on social media, are you mad? Does it make you happy? Does it make you laugh when you scroll? Does your timeline make you angry? Do the pages that you follow or the videos that you watch give you a sense of fear? How often are you on social media? Monitor and control your actions. Pay attention to what you listen to and what you watch. It's certain rap music that I can't even play in my car while I'm in Atlanta traffic. It just sends me to a place where I don't need to be when I'm in that setting. It's certain videos on YouTube that I can't watch before I go to work. I just have to be mindful how I respond to shit and monitor how I choose to use my entertainment. Okay? All right. Now for my final point. I'm not going to keep y'all long, class. I just want to make my final point, and then we can go to recess. Class can be dismissed. You've been great. But lastly, or thirdly, and in my opinion, the worst of them all, tactic that's used to manipulate and control us is religion. I'm going to be very careful how I word this, because to kind of piggyback off what I mentioned in the last episode about how I feel about religion, it's still a lot that I want to say and that I'm going to say, but at its own time. So I don't want to say too much. But religion is the oldest form of control. And remember, we're thinking critically now. Think. Here's a question. If a priest rapes a child and repents, but the child never forgives him and blames God his whole life, the child goes to hell, but the priest goes to heaven? I'm like, if that is what religion is, or if that is what religion represents, then no, I'm good. I don't want to be a part of that. Religion first was created to divide us. If we all believe in God, then okay, we believe in God. There's one God then, if that's the case. But no, religion was created to say, oh, we worship this God. We worship that God. We worship that God. What y'all believe in is wrong. And people don't understand that believing in God and being religious or belonging to a certain religious group or denomination are completely different things. Let's think about religion for a minute. Just think about different religions. Think about the religions that worship Allah. What does Allah stand for? In Islam, Allah stands for God, right? Or the God. What does that mean? Allah. 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 Arm, leg, arm, head. So if Allah means God, then the God body is represented by arm, leg, arm, head. And we have arm, leg, arm, head. Then I'm like, okay, wait. If we were made in his image, then call us by our names. Because I'm like, hold on. So if we're gods, why are we not praising and worshiping ourselves? Hmm. It's only one way to see that one God, and that's through one person, but not us. We got to live our whole earthly life of turmoil, but we're at peace when we die. That's what religion says. I'm a God too. I'm like, no, something is not right. Think about Christianity, aka put 10% of your earnings in this collection plate or burn in hell. Collection plate or fire is the concept of Christianity. It helps the pastor get his Bentley. Meanwhile, your car is threatening repossession. You got to divide up your biweekly checks in order to even afford a car note and rent. Religion is also used to keep us in fear. If you don't live a certain way, or if you don't believe what we tell you to believe in, or declare your life to no longer be yours, it belongs to someone else. You burn in hell for eternity. Like school. Religion says believe this and don't question it. In Christianity, the Lord went to prepare a place for us in heaven. So basically, we live a full life of heartbreak, disease, unrest, war, famine, hard labor, stress, much more, but then peace after we die. The math ain't mathing. And again, as a child, I had questions. I'm like, but okay, if the well was okay, wait a minute. So if Jesus, okay, then how but then what the elders say? Don't question God. Don't you question the Bible. So I'm like, I'm just supposed to believe whatever you tell me to believe. Just live my entire life unsure about life and existence and don't question it. Basically, come out of the vagina, sit down and shut up. No, I'm not doing that. I've never been a shut up type of person. Religion was used to divide us. It was created to divide us and keep us in fear. And Christianity specifically was used to give the slaves a sense of hope, or like light at the end of the tunnel. And it was also used to teach them to obey their masters. Okay? Now, I'm gonna just let that sit there for a minute, because I know that religion is a very sensitive subject for most people. We're taught at an early age to not even to bring up religion or to talk about religion in certain settings. I was a diehard Christian growing up. I went just as hard for Christianity as I do about anything else that I'm passionate about or that I believe in. I was having a conversation with this guy not too long ago, actually, and he was asking me what helped shape my views on religion. And I briefly told him, because I don't always like having these conversations with everybody. So I was just kind of like, I'm an avid reader and I'm a researcher. And through that and the things that I've read and experienced and gathered through observation, kind of changed my perspective. His response was, so you read a couple books and now you don't believe in God. And I was like, okay, first the fuck of all, I didn't say I don't believe in God. And second of all, yes, I have read multiple books that shaped my perspective. Bitch, you read one, that old rusty Bible, and it's been edited how many times by how many different people. And you still believe that one man and one woman had babies, and those babies had babies with each other, who had babies with each other, and that was okay. I'm like, that's not incest. Don't we frown upon that today? But anyway, I digress on that. I want to stick to the point that I'm making about social engineering. Social engineering is a tactic used to keep us, the masses, in a lower state of consciousness. Please just start to be more mindful of what you eat. Start to watch what you listen to. Monitor your actions. Monitor the company you keep, the videos you watch. Take care of yourself. Work out. Stretch. Drink water, eat fruit, love on you, love on each other. Don't be so quick to believe in and fall for everything that you see and hear. All right, now I know I just said a lot and I still held back, trust me. I wanted to just kind of break the glass and set the tone for what's to come. Give y'all a chance to decide if y'all want to stick around and hear what I gotta say or shit, toss me the deuces. Either way, I'm fine with it because I'm on the same mission and I'm not stopping. All right. So again, class, I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I appreciate y'all.